Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of For the Par Mind, Body, Golf. It's 2024. Happy New Year to all of you out there that celebrate this as the new year. I certainly do, and nothing really changes here. I posted an Instagram story today actually that basically said, new year, new goals, same mindset, same dedication, and that's what this is going to be. If anything, when it comes to the YouTube channel, you're going to see more of that dedication and more time spent creating this content, trying to build this community and really focusing in on For the Par and what's next for this community. I think it's only right, starting the year out, we talk about goals. So everyone does a New Year's resolution, which typically involves some form of goal. It's often time-bound, number-bound. It could be any number of different things. It could be health-related, it could be work-related, it could be absolutely anything. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about my goals for 2024, how they've changed from 2023, but then also we're going to look at how you go about best setting goals for yourself. It's very important that goals are something that are well thought through. Otherwise they're very easy to slip away and just fade into nothingness. So let's jump straight into it and start with how to set up a goal. When it comes to creating a goal, I've often focused on something I learned during my time at both university, school and business, which is using something called a SMART goal. Now a SMART goal can be boiled down to, it's an acronym, so it doesn't need to be boiled down. It's specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. SMART. Now, I think when it comes to any sort of goal, whether it be fitness, work, financial, etc., using the SMART methodology is always a great way of doing it. So let's talk through an example from me last year, okay? So last year I had my goal of breaking 100 kilograms. So I was starting at a place of 125 kilos, give or take a couple of grams. And in my mind, I went, okay, 25 kilos over the course of a 52-week year. That's approximately half a kilo a week. That did not seem in any way, shape or form unachievable. It was specific, the 99 kilos. It was measurable. I could step on a scale on a weekly basis or a daily basis if I wanted to. It was achievable in my mind because it was a realistic amount of weight to lose in the correct fashion. It's relevant because to me, part of my overall goal of longevity is to be a healthy weight, so it was relevant to that. And the time-bound bit was, obviously I wanted to do it over the course of 12 months. So straight away, there's an example of a SMART target or a SMART goal and what I had for 2023. I think when it comes to setting your goals, these are the key things you need to think about. You can't just pluck a goal out of thin air. I think it needs to have a bit more gravitas than that. It needs to have more meaning to you. And if you think through a goal from start to finish and start with the end in mind, think about what that end state looks like, you'll have a lot more chance of success. The other thing I would call out is that there may be another way of looking at it, which is having short, medium and long-term goals. So you have more opportunity to reflect on how far you've come. So you're not waiting 12 months to see if you've achieved your goal. You could potentially do a 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, whatever it happens to be, in that time-bound section to really motivate you and keep you focused on what it is you want to achieve. So as we go into 2024, we're already here now. Try and think about that when you're setting your goals. If you've set a goal already, go back and retroactively look at, have you covered off all the 5 parts of a SMART goal? I'd love to hear what your thoughts are around your goals, what your goals are for 2024. If you have any, chuck them down in the comments. And hey, maybe we can help each other create SMART goals if anyone's getting stuck at all. So what does 2024 look like for myself? What we're going to do is we're going to boil it down into the 3 topics of this community. We're going to go the mind, the body, and then finally golf. So let's start with the mind. So one of the first things that really came to mind was I really want to focus on this community. I really want to make sure that I am providing enough content that people are able to consume and can hopefully relate to and digest. But also, this is an accountability thing for me, right? So I think it's only right that I have a smart goal for that. So straight away, my first goal for 2024 is that I will be committing to doing at least one video per week on the channel. There may be situations where there are more than one video per week. But on average, over the course of the year, I want to have done one video per week. So just for clarity, that will be 52 minimum new videos on the channel. There may be an occasion where if I'm away for work or for a personal holiday, whatever it happens to be, that a 7-day period elapses. But one thing that I will make sure of is that I make up for that in the following weeks or the weeks following. So that's the first one. The next goal I have is very much leaning in on my personal enjoyment when it comes to work and business, and that is around mentoring. I absolutely love mentoring and coaching people, and I want to set myself a goal of mentoring at least 6 people this year. So obviously I mentor and coach people within my day-to-day life in my job. They're members of my team. But I really want to focus on helping others as well. I always find it an interesting challenge when the person that I'm mentoring or coaching has no relation to the work that I do, i.e. it's completely tangential and I need to sort of put a different cap on and a different maybe way of thinking. It's something I'm hugely passionate about. So like I mentioned, I want to mentor 6 people over the course of this year. And last but not least, this is probably a really easy one for some people, but for me, as someone that doesn't read as much as I'd like to, this is quite a big goal for me, or a stretch goal, but I would love to read at least 4 books this year. I already have some books in mind, but that'll probably be for another video. But yeah, four books, so one every 3 months. I know that sounds incredibly easy for some people, but for me, historically, it's not been the easiest task in the world. So those are my goals for the mind. Let's move into the body now. When I finished 2023 and I reached my goal of 99 kilos, I thought, am I really gonna go for another number-based goal this year? And I was umming and ahhing because there was a part of me that wanted to remove that necessity from my life, i.e. stepping on the scale on a regular basis. But I also then had a second thought, which is that actually that's something that one holds me to account, but also is something that I get enjoyment out of when I see that number tumbling down and going in the right direction. So with that being said, I'm sitting right around that 99 kilo mark still at the moment. My goal for 2024 is to reach 199 pounds, or just over 90 kilos. So that's 9 kilos in comparison to last year's 25 kilos. I have a feeling that 9 kilos is going to be considerably harder than the 25 kilos that preceded it were. But nonetheless, that is my goal. Is it another arbitrary number? Absolutely. Just like the 99 kilos was, the 199 pounds is just, again, it's just a number that has eluded me for probably, I want to say 15 years plus. So the idea of that is, it's super exciting for me. So that will be my goal for to get to the end of the year. So I'm giving myself plenty of time. How I go about getting there will be determined throughout the course of the year, how my training's going, what type of training I'm doing. But yeah, that's my initial body-based goal. So following on from that, we have a couple of event-based goals. So first one, as I'm sure you are all very aware, is high rocks. I have a serious bone to pick with high rocks, having had to drop out of my very first event with an injury. So when it comes to high rocks, last year I wanted to basically get 130 high rocks completion. Following on from that and moving into the next year, obviously, I've continued my fitness journey regardless of the injury, and I do feel like, by the time it comes around to May, I will have got even further down this path. So I'm looking to hit a sub 1 hour 25 minute goal at High Rocks in May at the Olympia. So that's my first event-based goal. It feels almost lofty, but still very much achievable. So I definitely feel like it fits into the smart category. Next one for me is I'm going to do my first half marathon. I have not yet run a half marathon distance. The first I've run at any one time is I think 18 kilometers. So yeah, to go for 13 miles is obviously taking that next step. But not only do I want to do my first half marathon, I want to do it in a time that I can be proud of. So I'm looking to get a sub 150 half marathon done. Now, I don't see that being a huge leap. I think it averages out to about 5:10 per kilometer half marathon. Now, 5:10 is a fairly comfortable time for me, or has been historically. Obviously, I've not run for like a month now due to my injury and recovery. But I truly believe that it's something that I can achieve. So yeah, we're aiming for a sub 150 half marathon as another one of my goals. Now, one of the other goals I have is tangential to almost everything else that I've done on this channel, bar one video. If you've seen that one video, you'll know where I'm coming from. And it is the video of me snowboarding. I absolutely love snowboarding. When it comes to the winter time and the ski season or snowboarding season starts, suddenly my mindset switches over from really focusing in on my golf and my how my handicap is coming down over to let me get on my snowboard. So with that being said, this is a slightly more exciting goal, certainly from a what it entails, but I want to be able to successfully land my first 180 on a snowboard and also my first board slide to 50-50. So they are my two goals, very much focused on park riding on a snowboard, but again, I think they're totally achievable, they're relevant to my interests, and they're time bound in that the snowboarding season only has three and a half months left. So I really need to get on with it. So what I'll be doing is I'll be spending some time at the Snow Zone in Milton Keynes, really working on that in the park time that they have, but also when I get back out to France and in the Alps, that will be a big point of focus for me while I'm out on my board. So that concludes my body goals for the time being. There may be some that come in later in the year. Like I mentioned, some of these goals can be far shorter periods of time. So watch this space. There may be some others that come into videos later down the line. And last but certainly not least, golf. So this is an interesting one for me. I'm going to share something a little bit personal with you all for a moment and explain why the golf part of this is slightly interesting. For reasons outside of my control, I've had to pause my golf membership for the time being for at least 6 months. And the reason for that is it's purely financial. We don't need to go into why, but I have paused my golf membership, which was a real tough thing for me to do. As you all know, I absolutely love my golf. It's something that really helps me from a mental health point of view. But I had to do some self-reflection and some analysis on, is the body side of my goals and my aspirations for the future more important than golf, or vice versa? And through that reflection time, the fitness side and the body side came through more than anything. So with that being said, golf isn't going anywhere. I absolutely love golf. I'm never going to stop playing golf. So my goals at the moment very much still focus on lowering my handicap. So I'm currently at 5.1, and I want to get the first number of my handicap to be 4 this year. Now, whether that's 4.9 or 4.0 doesn't matter to me. I don't want this goal to be unachievable, and for someone who is basically saying they may not end up playing a round of golf for 6 months, anything more than that I think would be a stretch and unrealistic. So that's my first golf related goal. How am I going to achieve that? Well, the other golf related goal I have is that I want to make sure I am at the driving range doing drills, doing golf based exercises at least once per week. It's something I was not very good at last year, is the practice side of golf. I was very good at playing golf, i.e. playing enough, but I wasn't going out to the range anywhere near enough. So I'm going to flip that on its head for the time being. While I'm in this weird situation, I'm going to get down the range once a week, really focusing on making sure my swing and my technique are as good as I can make it. And then hopefully in 6 months time, I can get back out on the course, get back with my coach. And hey, who knows, maybe it'll be one of those things where getting off the course for a bit of time and just focusing on technique will pay dividends, but we'll see. Yeah, so those are my golf related goals. Obviously a little bit less focus on that one this year, especially with the time restrictions that we have. But yeah, I'm super pleased with these goals. I think they're all within the realms of possibility, and each of them in their own right get me super excited. So yeah, that's the goals for 2024. So here we are, 2nd of Jan. I'm very excited to see what this year brings. I think when I was speaking to someone about my journey last year, he asked what was that it? And I said, no, not at all. And the way I put it, and maybe I'd heard this on another video or something, because I don't know that I would come up with something quite as poetic as this, but the way I described it to the person was that, last year, 2023, was creating the canvas, i.e. getting the body in the place I want it to be, and having the mind be as strong as possible, and getting my golf as good as I did. But now it's time to get the paints out and start drawing the picture. Do I know where this ship sails to, or where this journey ends? Nope. Do I care? Absolutely not. So get out there, get your 2024 goals done. If you got this far in the video, thank you so much. It really does mean a hell of a lot. And if you're new here, even more so. If you are and you've enjoyed the content, please hit that subscribe button. Give the video a like, and please, send some messages in the comments. I think this video in particular would benefit from comments from as many of you as possible. What your goals are for 2024, identifying how they are SMART, i.e. specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, relevant, and time bound. So yeah, make sure you chuck them in the comments, and I'll provide feedback as and where I can. Additionally, if you've got this far and you are interested in potentially being mentored in, whether it's in fitness or in just life or work, I would love for you to reach out. It's not something that I'm charging for or anything like that. It's entirely free. It's something that is a passion project of mine. So yeah, feel free to reach out and we can have a chat. But outside of that, yeah, I just want to say I'm Alex. This has been For the Par Mind Body Golf. I'll see you in the next video.